known as the Behemoth. I might catch a body, I don't need a reason. Feeling like I'm Gotti. Trench coat with a Tommy gun, moving through the lobby. Cool, calm, collected. They ain't finna bother, no. I need the money all at once, crawling in the night. Yeah, really lifted. Cheers to the life. Came from the dark, way found the light.
What's going on, everybody? This is Corbin, the Serpent Tongue Skipwith, and I'm here with legendary underground titan, aka the Overlord, Mo Ruckus. What's up?
Yo, peace, man. How we doing, brother?
Yeah, can't complain down here. How about you?
Everything's good, man. Blessed, Grateful to be on the pod with you, man. Grateful that, I got other creatives in this hip-hop community that appreciate the art I put out, man. It means a lot. I put a lot into the album.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk about it, man. This is an exciting record. I purchased the album already, listened to it multiple times, so I think it's time to get into it. All right. So, for the listeners at home, we're talking about the latest album, Behemoth, by, of course, Mo Ruckus. So, all right. So I want to start from the start. I want to start from the very beginning because in your description on the Bandcamp, you say that this album it was born from the belly of the beast. You even call it a conjuration of filth. So tell me, how did this get going? Where did the mindset for Behemoth come from?
Yeah, so when I say the belly of the beast, I really mean that's prison, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the worst places you can end up. And that's where the name and the concept in the beginning of this idea came to me. You know what I mean? I was in Green Correction in New York, and I just been reflecting upon my life and all these things that I had been through. And I was like, my inner voice was like, yo, Ruck, you a beast, man. You know what I mean? Because I survived so many different things. And to be real, before I was going to go to prison, there was some amount of fear. But then I went there and I was like a warrior, man. I stood on my own too. I minded my business. Like I was good. I had a phone slot. I ran a store. Like I got through that shit. So that's just the way I moved, you know what I mean? It just dawned on me, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you a motherfucking behemoth, man. That's where the title came from. Was this kind of shit just dropped into my head in prison.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so going from that, obviously this album has an incredible intro, has an incredible 1 minute 33-second intro track. What was that inspired from? Was that like your inner thought come to paper? Was it a cool sample you found? What was about it?
So with that, I was sitting at the album was partially recorded at the time. I was just thinking, man, I need an intro, and I had an intuition like, let me find some real dark poetry. And then I spent a couple hours, you know what I mean, going through YouTube and wherever I could listen to these poems, and I came across Darkness by Tom O'Bedlam and had found that poem, and I'm like, yo, this shit is absolutely fierce. And I wanted to give like, so now the concept is kind of grown. Like the behemoth is it's just a metaphor. I do braggadocious street rap, right? That's what I do. Like Sean P, rest in peace. It was the anniversary of his passing recently. It's a big influence of mine. I just talk shit. So it's just a metaphor of like the behemoth. I'm the beast of all beasts. And I wanted to create an intro that made you feel like that apocalyptic titan was coming out of the ground. And that poem did it for me then. And I got to give a major salute to Hanzo Blades, because Hanzo Blades, I found the poem. He excuse me. He composed all the sounds that you hear around that really added to the ambiance of that intro, man. Hanzo did that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. It is the perfect intro. And what I love about it, I mean, obviously I love the whole album, but what I love is after the intro, you continue that creepy vibe with track 2, Behemoth, the title track, with one of the most chilling instrumentals. And I'm pretty sure I said that on my review, most chilling instrumentals I've ever heard. So for you, was it like a case of, all right, this is a top tier intro, I need to follow up with a top tier, like most devastating instrumental I could find, or was it just coincidence? Like what the process?
Man, that was just the intuition, like the order of everything. Like my creation process was very chaotic because for a lot of this album, I was what we call in the mix, man. I was involved in a lot of different shit. Life was crazy for a lot of that album, man. So I just kind of created it sporadically, and then once it was pretty much done, I sat down with it, man, and I started to think about it. And for whatever reason, I just felt like my intuition told me that track would be perfect first. You know what I mean? It's just the way that it comes out, like son, I'm the you know what I mean? It just like sets a scene like you just walking through the lobby with the Tommy gun, no playing, no games. You feel me? And I was like, yo, this is a perfect way to fucking boom set the album off.
Yeah. And perfect it was. I absolutely love the continuation. And I love it. I listen to it all the time and it's great. Okay, so here I am looking at like I'm on Bandcamp, the website. I see the tracks and their names. What inspired the track names? Because you have like Odin's Eye, in the Wind, Moon Dust. Like what inspired the actual track titles?
Odin's Eye, that's from Lace Fueg, man. Lace Fueg had one of my favorite verses on the album. And he said, the trophy golden, the flow was chosen through Odin's Eye. When I
Yep.
heard that bar, I knew the name. First of all, that shit just sounds fly. What do you mean Odin's Eye? Like it sounds fly. And with that bar, I knew the name of the song. Moon Dust, fuck man, Moon Dust. It's one of my own bars that gave it that name. I can't even think of it off the top of my head right now, but it's basically like I said, damn it. I said something along the lines of you sniff this, you oh yeah, sniff this, you gonna land where the moon was. So moon dust. I don't
Yep.
know, just sounded different to me. In the wind. In the Wind is kind of a dedication. If you listen close to the bars there, man, I got a little bit more personal with the people. And both up made that soundscape that was just eerie, but I could just pour my soul onto that. And In the Wind is like it's a dedication to my lost ones, man, because I could feel them in the wind, you know? Um, I said, you never seen your own mama use a tourniquet. My partner, Bandit Dog, they murdered him. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's real shit, man. 2012, rest in peace to my brother Bandit. He lost his life. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up, my mother's a drug addict. That's just real shit. Like,
Fucking hell. Like, you know, you talk and say that obviously making this album, you were going through shit. You were going, life was crazy. Where do you find time to write? Or are you always writing? Are you always
at that time of my life, if I wasn't out and about, like I was going state to state a lot, I was in the mix, man. I was up to a lot of different things. But whenever I was stationary, if I was at the crib or sometimes I'll be driving to another state doing whatever I'm doing, and I'll do talk to text and be writing bars while I'm driving the whip up to no good. Like, but I used to write for many years. I started really emceeing about 5, 6 years ago, creating music. I wrote every single day, recorded every single day, pretty much that I could, unless I was busy with whatever I was up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I less, but I think it's more potent.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have on this album 14 tracks. You got an intro and 13 tracks, I guess. Was there how many tracks were left on the cutting board, or was this all the tracks you thought of to put on? There's no songs left off. It's all so like there's no
I
special
created
edition.
about 30, probably 60 songs. You know what I mean? But then
Wow.
30, then I cut down to 30, then it got cut down to that. Like at one point, because like my creation process is very chaotic in the beginning. Like there was all other records that were considered to be a part of the album, and these are the ones that made the cut, man. You know, out of probably like 60 records.
Mm-hmm. Fucking now. So what are your plans with the like? So are those other tracks just going to make a whole new album, or is it going to be a special cut in the future, special edition, extended cut?
Some will never see the day of light. Some might find themselves. I got a whole. I have like 3 or 4 albums recorded. Or the
Wow.
next album's already at the sent to my engineer. I got
Wow.
different like the Behemoth is a character. I got Moonshade Kingpin. I got Lord Filth. You know, these are all alter egos of Mo Ruckus, just villainous characters. You know, just filth conjurations, man.
Yeah.
So some of them get placed. A lot of it might not never. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like obviously for this record you have some amazing you have some amazing producers, some amazing features. I see Bofat, Pro Dillinger. You have fucking Stu Bangers. Like what's it like being in a company of like-minded people who share your enthusiasm, your passion, who share your dream and vision for the same album?
It's humbling, man, to work with some of these greats. You know what I mean? Like to manifest that. Like I've done it multiple times, whereas I'm just a fan of someone, and then we ended up working together. You know what I mean? And that's just a testament to being on the right road. Even the homie like Weapon ESP, like I remember hearing about Weapon ESP back in the day from the Subway ciphers in Boston. That's the homie, you know, and that just kind of keeps happening to me, and it's because it's all frequency, man. So everything is frequency. When it vibrates the same way, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? And like Stu Bangers, that was legendary for me. Making a connection with Dane Son, that was a game changer for me, man. You know, the day I got sentenced to prison, the last song I listened to before I was gonna be in there, where there's no music besides whatever you get on the radio, I listened to Don Shula's off Pressure Cooker.
Yeah.
Now, Daniel Son, me in mind, you know what I mean? He brought me out 2022 for the Rome Streets Boston date, Boston. So I was on stage with him. I backed him up. I did a song. You know what I mean? So, and some of these cats I'm working with are at levels that I'm aspiring to, but it's the same. It's more than music, man.
Yeah. When you get into a room with these people, like, do that, like, what's the vibe? What's the vibe like? Is it like they'll take charge and tell you what to do, or will they let you do your thing, or is it like both 50-50? What kind of vibe is it in the studio?
I mean, in the studio, like yo, Daniel Son, that for the 2022 Kiss the Ring tour, he came to the studio in Massachusetts, and it was just like we were just creating, everything was just flowing. You know what I mean? But I will say there was a different level of pressure at that show in the way people were moving. Daniel Son's a real humble, real good dude. We just clicked. Other people that I seen like at the show, certain people they move different. You know, everyone gets like there's a lot of pressure, man. You know, Rome Streets, who was, you know, it was his night for real. He's the headliner. He's the one really killing it. That's where everyone wants to be. He was chill, humble,
Yeah.
cool dude. You know what I mean, I didn't chop it with him too much, but he was cool. Came up to me, peace was good, bro. You know what I mean? Like other people, I felt like seen a lot of weird shit in this rap shit, man. People start acting different, or whatever. Everybody
Yeah.
wants the attention. I was just playing it cool at the end of the day. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to be involved with something like that. And it's kind of just like another nod from the universe that I'm on the right path, you know what I mean? But my goal is to be rolling, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That night, humbly, I was a very small piece of that show. But the goal is to be rolling.
Yeah. And talking about the album, it kind of speaks volumes because we just spoke about how good the intro track is, but I forget at the very last song, Mountain Top Safe House, you have an outro, a spoken outro of some guy talking about, his confidence in himself. I think it was. It's like, oh, I believe in me. I believe I can do anything I set my mind to. Like, why did you choose that for your outro to the whole album?
Well, I chose that because it kind of fit the theme too. If you listen, there's a lot of different mob themes. Like in Art Ominous, I say, you fucking with the mob, horse head where your horse slept. Fuck it, kill them all. I'll leave the motherfucking floor red. So I have all type of little mob references. So then I wanted to end it with a mob reference. I love that it was like the message is believe in yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a sound bite from a mafia hitman who did a interview mask and all that. It was just talking about being a hitman. So I felt like that was very fitting for the overall ambience, and it ended it with a bang, man.
Yeah, yeah. Have you so how does it feel? This album has been out for a little bit now. How does it feel seeing on social media, seeing your peers, seeing your friends just talk about how great it is, people calling it the album of the year? Like it must feel like a pretty humbling experience to see this overwhelming love for such an amazing record.
Man, it was unbelievably humbling the amount of support I got. A bunch of people bought CDs, a bunch of people supported on Bandcamp, ton of people sharing. Dreams were decent, and you know what I mean. Like I told you, I a little bit of a rebuilding phase. Life got crazy. I had to get my personal shit in order. So my fear was shit. What if I put this out and no one listens? And that's just not what happened. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like people loved it and are continuing to fuck with it, man. And that's just I'm just grateful, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I mean it definitely is a contender. I mean it's one of the best records I've heard all year. And I mean it's just truth, because these reviews, they're just speaking from their heart. They're speaking about what they're hearing, the quality of what they're hearing, and they're just putting on paper. So it's definitely well deserved, all these accolades. So shout out for you for that one.
Yeah, I feel like it
Um
makes sense. Jameson
yeah.
dropped, Bushman, Bodega, Crime dropped, 2CB. Like they all had a similar frequency. I'm like, yo, just everything's happening as it's supposed to. You just gotta trust the process.
Yeah, definitely. And you definitely hit the nail on the head with this. One other aspect about this album, which we haven't touched on yet, is the album art. How did that come about, and what's happening in the photo? What is, yeah.
That salute to Nadinko, man. He's that's a hand cut collage from a Japanese artist in Tokyo, man. And that came about by me just looking on Instagram hashtag collage artist. I just wanted to find a super dope artist, and I came across his page, and I don't know, it just immediately caught my attention. I'm like, yo, that's the Behemoth. Like I knew it. I've been looking and looking and looking, and like I told you, everything intuition with me. And when I seen it, I'm like, that's the cover art. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Um, for this album, was there any other ideas for an album name for this album, or was it always Behemoth? Always in your head?
Oh,
Mhm. Fuck yeah. So you weren't, yeah. So the album it is now is pretty much what you had in your head for the longest time. There was no possible alternative ways it could have come out. This was it. This was what was in your head until it came out.
yes, correct. That was the only thing. And since then, while I was creating that, I had crazy like creative downloads, and I've come up with. I have like 4, 5, 6 definite names, concepts, and then the overall that's gonna be displayed, but you're not gonna understand it till my catalog unfolds. But it's
Yeah.
essentially just representative of alchemy. Like not everything I have coming is pure dark, stab you in the face. It's all ruckus, but I'm not gonna be put in a box. I got multiple tapes like Behemoth, but I got some shit that's more like people are gonna be surprised what I bring next. Let me say that.
Fuck yeah. And how much can you tell us and the audience now about when the next project will drop? What it will be like? What it's gonna, yeah. Can you tell us anything?
Next project, expect something different, a little bit different, man. Shit is super fly, still eerie, but the production is it's more experimental, a little bit more wavy. I get a little bit more personal, but I would say it's more like grimy lo-fi than just straight stab you in the face like the vibes that Behemoth had, because like I said, my life is grown. So I wanna reflect that, but then also I don't want to get put in a box. He's a horrorcore rapper, he's a hardcore rapper. I'm a motherfucking character and a legend, bro. I have a lot of art, I have a lot of energy to show people. I'm not one thing, man. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna be displayed. To be expected, I don't know. It's looking like October.
Fuck
Sometime
yeah.
around might be September,
Hmm.
but it's gonna be soon. And I'm just gonna keep. I got a few in the chamber. I'm just gonna drop a couple. Can't go Mickey Diamond. And peace to my brother Mickey Diamond. Man is one of the illest. No, I'm not gonna quite follow that, but I definitely want to be consistent with the people now that I got everything in my personal sphere under control.
Hmm. Speaking of which, I'm curious, as an artist yourself, do you have do you have an album that's been dropped this year that you would consider the number one rap album of the year so far?
Mm. Album of the year so far, man. Bushman Bodega's up there. Tusi by Crime Apple. Um, right now, those are the main two joints that I'm listening to. You feel me? I honestly only listen to but so much. I listen to my shit a lot. I listen to a lot of shit that's not even hip hop, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that because I can't make beats. I don't know how to make beats right now, but I'm an idea man. So I'll listen to some shit, push it to Hanzo, push it to yo son, try to sample this. You feel me?
Yeah. You know, you know, you know, years ago, I heard an excellent quote from my favorite artist, Dr. Dre. He's like I'm his biggest fanboy. I love Dre, but he said that he listens that 99% of the time he listens to shit he hates just so he knows what to avoid in the studio. And I like that. I think it's a refreshing take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
So
feel I've definitely analyzed a lot of different things, seen it like, and been like, yo, I need to avoid that. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like, main thing, I'm never gonna say names or nothing like that, but low quality music videos. You feel me? Like, see a lot of that. Can't be
mm.
doing that. Everything got to be fire. The music, the videos, the cover art, the name, the concept, the name of the songs, everything.
So you're thinking in six dimensions, which a lot of artists, I think these days, they don't give a fuck about. They'll make the single and then forget about everything else. Who cares what the music video looks like? Who cares what the artwork is? As long as that one dimension's fire. But you're thinking the whole six-side cylinder, which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's what you got to in the Renaissance. What you got to do, man. Like, look at everything Son did. Fire. You know who's a connoisseur? You know, I'll give a shout out. Maze Overlay, my homie. Respect what he does. My homie Grim Moses. Everything fire. The videos, the name of the songs, the concept. It's a renaissance. Everyone in the Renaissance who's really making some extra fly shit, you must consider everything that you're doing. Every part of it, man. You know what I mean? Because I've seen some people like whatever, what you know what I mean. They just want to do this or that, and it's all right, man.
Yeah. Do you think do you think your career would turn out differently if tomorrow you got a like $1 million contract from Sony or from Young Money? Like do you think your career because so many people, change their career when they go mainstream. When they hit the big time, you see their music change from the underground to the big time. Do you think hypothetically, if you had that jump tomorrow, you would be the one to change your music or keep it?
Never, I would never do that, man.
Fuck yeah.
Feel me?
Good.
Like that's if Pimpire wanted to put me in position or something super fly like that, like, and I could get some backing uh um from a label that's doing real hip hop, like I would consider being involved. But like to sign a 360 deal with some mainstream shit that's antithetical of what I wouldn't do it. At the
Fuck
end of the
yeah.
day, man, a lot of them cats is broke, man. A lot of them cats got nothing. They got a real big line of debt with a label, and you don't get to the point of owning your masters, you fucked up in the game, pa.
Yeah, exactly. Word from the wise. Fucking look, yeah. You've heard it a million times before since this album came out, but yeah, you definitely dropped a modern day classic. You've dropped what everyone's calling album of the year. And yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, with this new album, we all can't wait. I know we're all going to be on the edge of our seats waiting for it. We know it's going to be fire. You'll probably be one of the few people this year to maybe drop, more than one album of the year recommendation. So shout out to you.
yeah, brother. Just gonna
Fuck yeah.
stay with it, start being consistent. You know what I mean? I can't be Mickey, but I want to give the people a few joints. You know, that's
Yeah.
really where it's at. Me, live shows and dropping projects has always generated the most results as far as new supporters, everything else, opportunities, podcasts, chopping it up with 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 good brothers like you. It's live shows and actual albums. That's what the fans want.
Yeah,
That's where you can.
definitely. Also, is there any possibility in the near future or otherwise of a Mo Ruckus collaboration with Mickey Diamond? Huh? Can we get some?
That is spoken about. Yeah, that has been spoken about. You know what I mean? I can't really, you know what I mean, say, but let's say I hope to see it. I hope to see that come to fruition, man. I love Mickey, Snotty, Pro, the whole umbrella camp, man. They putting pressure on the game. And I love what they do, man. I'm a fan, and that's my people too. But I'm a fan, man. They're killing it right now, man.
Fuck yeah.
Dame
Look,
joining Umbrella was, sheesh, that's crazy.
I gotta say, in my opinion, um besides your album, another top contender for me for album of the year would be the Blue and Evidence album. What is it? Los Angeles.
Ooh. I gotta check that. Blue and Evidence dropped a new one.
Yeah, Blue and Evidence, Los Angeles.
I had to tap in with that, man.
Yeah, that's one of my top picks anyway. It's a fantastic record. I love Blue. I love everything he does. So it's fucking
Blue.
sick.
I love Blue too, because like I'll be listening to Conway and shit like that sometimes, and it gets me in a crazy kind of frequency. But I love Blue because he got that real positive, uplifting music. You know what I mean? I fuck with Blue.
Yeah, he's fantastic. All right, look, this is all. Yeah, nah. Like I was just gonna say, this is all the questions all the questions I had for you today. I'm gonna record this later tonight. Upload it later tonight. I'll do a sick ass intro for the episode. It's gonna blow up.
Hell yeah!
And once it's done, I'll send it to you, and we'll go from there.
Hell yeah, brother! Yo,
right.
Peace, the Verdict Podcast, man. Smoke Ruckus, baby.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a good one.